Okay, the next pedal we have up is a Line 6 Space Chorus. I'm a really big fan of some of the Line 6 modeling pedals. This one does chorus, and it also has a really killer vibrato that's kind of based on the old VB2 Boss pedal, which if you can find one is going to cost you a small fortune. It's a really, really good sounding pedal. The one thing that's nice about this is that it does have the standard screw arrangement. You'll see the same sort of screw arrangement on the bottom of Boss pedals and a lot of the Ibanez pedals as well, where you've got 4 mounting screws and a flat rubber plate. This rubber plate you can leave in place. There's no need to peel this off or anything. The same holds true for the Boss and the Ibanez pedals. And we're going to be able to mount this with our bike chain links. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these screws out. We're going to put the bike chain link in place, and then put the screw back into place to hold the bracket into position. Basically the exact same thing we did with the Behringer pedal. And we're going to put that in there. And that gives us a nice mounting bracket. Now you can come off the sides at an angle like I've done there, or you can come straight out the back like that, or you can come off to the sides. It's really up to you, and it's going to depend upon how you have your pedal arranged and the arrangement of the screws on the bottom. Again, you want to leave yourself enough distance between the side of the unit and the hole so you can get in there with a screw gun or a screwdriver and actually get that screw mounted into the board. So make sure you leave yourself enough space. On some pedals you may have to come off at an angle like that, other times off the side, whatever works. And we'll get those 4 mounted on there. Now again, because this is a bolt down pedal and the Dan Electro pedal is already bolted down, we're going to want to make sure that we pre-make the cable length and test it. And so what I've done is I've pre-made the cable, and this was one that we want where the 2 ends of the cable are pointing in opposite directions, and you'll see why here in a second. But I'm going to make the cable and mount the cable in before I actually screw the pedal down to the board, and that way everything's already in place when I mount it down, because sometimes, especially if you have your pedals mounted really close together, you won't be able to get in there and unplug that because there won't be enough distance to pull this out of the socket. So you'll have to do this and this first, and then screw the pedal down to the board. And again, remember, you always want to check with your continuity meter to make sure you have a good solid cable that's working well, because you don't want to have to tear everything apart to troubleshoot it later, when a couple of seconds of preventative testing at the front can save you time and hassle. Insert that. Insert the other end into our Dan Electro. And then we're pretty much ready to mount. Now, you'll notice that when I put this down, let's pull this up so you can see it here. When I put that down, I'm hiding one of my screw holes there. So, as I'm screwing it into the board, I'm just going to lift that up out of my way and maybe even unplug that end. And I'll set that back down. And I'm ready to screw that straight into the board. You could drill pilot holes if you want. This is soft pine, so you really don't need to. But if you want to, you can. In this case, I'm not going to. I'm just going to sit there and mount that right in. And the same basic technique is used on, again, all of the Boss pedals, all of the Ibanez pedals, any pedal that has 4 screw holes to hold it together at the bottom that are closely located to the edge of the unit. And that's it. As you can see, it's mounted there very firmly. It's not going anywhere.